So we are sitting in front of your screen. Those who are used to Equinox TV must have seen this face. Equally, I'm always in the inside with Babila Jonathan. I am specialized in stroke and cancer prevention. I'm a specialist on it. I was tested, screened about 500 of us, and they selected 10 of us to tell people about these complications because they don't have cure. Statistics in the context of Cameroon is showing that every year we are losing 480 women of breast cancer, 500 men and women of stroke that you paralyze one side, and then 355 men of prostate. Then 280 people have their hands or legs cut off because of diabetes. After my study in Cameroon, I have done research and I've been in Ghana for 6 years. There's a little bit difference between Ghana and the rest of Africa. Because it's in Ghana that I have met Mama and Papa of 140 years going to the farm, carrying firewood, coming and cooking, and people are eating. In Ghana. When you die at the age of 80, 90 years, they say you have died too young. But in Cameroon, it calls for celebration. I think the other oldest age I've seen in Cameroon is 125 years. I had a seminar in Cambe, very far from the Bamenda. Last year, I was invited by the Catholic Mission to I had a seminar. The day I was consulting, the parish priest brought one part to me. It's 125 years, but he's not moving with walker stick. Part told me that he has never had diabetes or high blood before. And then the wife is 110 years, moving majestically with Pa. I spent some days in Cambe to research on this very Pa. What are they really eating? Why do they not have this diabetes? What is arthritis and rheumatism which is killing our older parents, not touching them? And I realized that God had touched them. They are living very selective life. Part told me that he left alcohol is more than 40 years. He's not drinking beer. Anything strong, he doesn't eat. They don't eat red meat. They eat only fish. They don't eat imported food. They bring food from their farm. I started understanding. They don't eat them in the night. Who inspired them? Because this is health principles. Who inspired? God inspired them. So we started the project. I have been in so many focus churches. Thanks to Daddy, when I came yesterday, he said, no, you have to talk. I've shown him pictures of other churches I've gone to. We have visited 600 churches in Cameroon, with many full gospel churches involved. And then Daddy invited I should come today for you to benefit. We have rushed to other churches before I'm coming. I'm coming from another full church around Oxford Garage. I spoke there. They said, wait, we want to see you after service. I said, no, you just profited. I came mainly for Longstreet. While I started from Presbyterian Church, Tiko, Douala Road. And now they say, want to see you after church? I said, no, I've come for full gospel missions, Longstreet. If you want to see me, come there. The British man says health is wealth. The American man says health is more than wealth. My dear brothers and sisters, until you test bad health, then you will know the value of good health. You can never know. Most people get up in the morning, they pray for money, but they forget to pray for good health. Sincerely, you can be the richest man in this world, but there are illnesses that you have, you die poor. There's a rich man in America who visited about 4 cancer centers in America, came back to his house in New York, into his residence, and said, God, I pray that you can take all this money from me, but don't let me suffer pancreatic cancer. Don't give me pancreatic cancer or liver cancer. Better take all the money. Because these are challenging situations, hardly to be treated. So we are here just to tell you food that if you consume today, you have these complications tomorrow. That is all. Because our grandparents never had these complications. Where are they coming from? Our parents never knew cancer. Talk less, even gastric, to the simplest gastric. They never knew it. They are coming from our lifestyle. It's the way we are living that determines the what we eat, that determines the way we will live. So I will call some food here. If that food is part of your menu, you have to be very careful with those food. Food classified by World Health Organization as risk factors for the complications I've named here. One of the first is red meat, shawarma, soya, Very sweet ones. Meat we buy from the butcher and cook in the house. They are dangerous. Meat has a toxins in it. For you to eat meat as recommended by all medical foundations, especially people above 35 years, you must dry the meat for 1 week. Minimum 5 days. The toxin must have gone, you can consume. Like some mama, they cook in Aero. This is very good. The best, most appreciated and recommended meat to aging people is kanda, towel, intestine. These are the best part you can consume when you are of age. Kanda has raw fish. And then it helps to build up cartilages and tendons in the skeletal system. If you must eat fowl, the domestic fowl, the fowl that you have reared here in Cameroon, is better than imported fowl. I don't know, I went for a seminar recently. I had traveled to Nigeria for seminars, several occasions, right to Ghana. And we are showing some chickens, about 10,000 tons of chicken exported from China that has entered Africa. Those chickens are 1 month chicken that they have inflicted with chemicals, and they are popped like 4 months chicken. And in the containers they have written not to be consumed in China, meant for the African continent. We are sitting, let's be eating. Recently you have seen, it has even come to Cameroon, Chinese are fabricating eggs. They have industries. Not that they are found, they lay eggs, but they industrially produce eggs. And they have written not to be consumed in China. It's meant for Africa. We are guinea pigs. We are samples for tests. So why don't you use your backyard and put your own fowl? Why do you expect that something coming abroad should be the best? That's why the whole West Africa, they have an embargo since 10 years ago. They don't import food. What to eat? No, they don't import. Do you think China with 1.6 billion people have rice until it is exporting you rice in Cameroon? They must mingle with something. That's a biological warfare. We must come back to our roots. I am standing here and I was showing Daddy yesterday. I was selected in Yaoundé. It was a national seminar on innovative technology and medication. I did a presentation in Yaoundé. And I was selected by the TV because I showed people how we can reduce sugar without metformin and insulin. I have a clinic here. I give those medications. But there's a way you can reduce diabetes without using metformin and insulin. And I proved them there. And I done an experiment and they saw it and they approve it. Stroke, that you paralyze one side, is a very big complication because you may not recover 100%. But there's a way you can reverse stroke. Not necessarily when you do your CT scan in the hospital, there are medication you can take gradually for years. The stroke reversed with what God has given to you. God has never created something which has no value. Everything we have, especially plant, there's something in it. Our pastors, they know it best. That's in our daddy. All plants are medication. We want that you should eat your food as medication. Apart from red meat, there's another one that is difficult for us to run away from. Very difficult. Fertilize crops. We are in danger. Fertilize crops. Fertilizer is copper sulfate. The copper in the fertilizer is the backbone cause of cancer of the red blood cells and cancer of the bone. Now, how will you do? There's no way for you to escape because the whole market is fertilized crops. But those who have come to church today, as Daddy is saying, I'll come on Tuesday. There are 5 methods that you can remove chemicals from your system yourself. Recommended by Center for Disease Control and Prevention, New York. All medical centers have recommended. The best way to detoxify chemicals in your system. I'm giving only 1 and holding 4 for Tuesday. I will use orange charcoal therapy. When I have seminars in Bamenda, at Sulveri, 2 weeks, I'll be moving to work with the Mbingo Hospital and Actual Hospital in Bamenda. I talk about eucalyptus. When I'm in the southwest, I talk about ironwood. They are among the woods recommended for detoxification. When you go back to your house, you take a jar. There's a jar that they drink water. There is 2 liters. It has a cover, plastic jar. We know it. Yes. Put water there full. Then get a strong ironwood charcoal. Immerse it in the jar. Cover the jar for 72 hours. 72 hours mathematically is 3 days. When you remove the charcoal, the water will be dark. Then you will sift the water. There is a difference between sifter and filter. So I'm talking sifter. Sifter means you pass through a fine cloth. It can be a handkerchief, it can be anything, you sifter. You eat and take 1 glass a day. Charcoal has a strong affinity to clot toxins in the system and flush it out through diarrhea. That's why I said our parents were not sick, because they were using charcoal therapy. There was no toothpaste, but there was charcoal. So today, if you get up in the morning and you are brushing your teeth with charcoal, your neighbor would think you are poor. You don't have money for toothpaste, but charcoal is more powerful than toothpaste. That's why you have seen some companies have started fabricating some toothpaste, charcoal toothpaste. You have seen it also. We are not very sure of the content. All that glitters is not gold. Yes, because when you see they put something, you have been rubbing carotene. There's an oil called carotene also. Carotene, which means there is carrot inside. But be asking yourself, where the carrot plantation, where are they getting the carrot from? Because the oil are produced in Cameroon. Carrot is a powerful ingredient for skin, and a powerful food for the eye, and a powerful food for the brain. So a woman, 5 slices of carrot. You take drug, you drink beer, you drink all this. You take drug, you drink beer, you drink all these things, you take intoxicating things. It will not affect you now. 25% affect you. 75% is waiting at old age. And to learn, if anybody is in this church who has not planted bitter leaf, go and plant bitter leaf. I've done university study for 8 years. I've studied 2,000 medicinal plants. And out of the 2,000 medicinal plants, when they are classifying the best medicinal plant, bitter leaf is among the first 15. Bitter leaf. Bitter leaf have magnesium. That's why doctors are prescribing you to squeeze water of bitter leaf and drink because of diabetes. It has magnesium for sugar oxidation. Bitter leaf has potassium for high blood pressure, to reduce high blood pressure. Bitter leaf has calcium for arthritis, rheumatism, and joint pains. Bitter leaf. But we are cooking bitter leaf in a wrong way. If you want your family to stay healthy, cook bitter leaf this way. 4 times a month, cook this nature of bitter leaf. Harvest the leaves of bitter leaf. Wash the leaves of bitter leaf. You can slice a leaf of bitter leaf, but don't squeeze a leaf of bitter leaf. You eat the bitter leaf so that the mouth will remain bitter for the next 4 hours. This is medicinal. Yes. This is the bitter leaf that will help you. Yes. I know that most people like sweet things. And then, hello, as mama and papa are living here, this is the caution I want to give you. We cannot leave meat, but we need to regulate meat. If you cook 20 slices of meat in the house, give the children, you take 1, your husband takes 1, the children eat 18. Meat is for children. And it is vice versa in the house. You take 1 slice meat, you cut to so many children, you swallow more than 5. It's not for you. So you leave meat for those who deserve meat. We have a small package here. Hello. All the churches we have visited, we have something give to our pastors. And before I hand this to the pastor of Full Gospel Mission, Longstreet, I want to say that keep your ears open. We are planning something. When time reaches, we'll tell Daddy. A national program on training on public health emergency. We want that we'll carry out a training on alternative therapy, which means that what? We carry out a training, all those plants that we study in the university that has medicinal purpose, which we don't have in Cameroon. Because I presented in a seminar in Douala. One person, somebody came out and said, you lectured me when I was doing matrix in Yaoundé, Yaoundé 1. You are the one who taught me this plan. Then you are coming to take the names of plants again from me. He said, I was lecturing. Do you saw the plan? I gave you a book to read. You saw the plan? They also gave me a book. I read the book. I gave you, you read and pass. Me, I don't know the plan. You see the kind of system we have. So we want to carry out the training where at the end of the training, each family will have a pharmacopedia. That means you have a pharmacist in your house. Wait. If somebody have arthritis, hands are that, they will say, okay, mom, today, who has arthritis? Cook them this food. You get the things from the farm. If somebody has stroke, you know what to apply. If we do like this, because we don't want stingy knowledge, There are people who have knowledge, but they don't want to share because they want to sell. And when they disappear, knowledge disappears. We want a cross-generational knowledge. So we're carrying seminars in 28 centers in Cameroon. So Tiko Mutengene is one of the centers. When time reach, that they will come. I will give certification on pharmacopedia. Means that you have done natural phytotherapy. We'll give you a diploma that you can take to any embassy and show. They will leave you go. Those are the things that the white people want to hear. Not general certificate of education, 11 papers with literature, history, religious studies, and philosophy. No. Because those things are not practicalized. And gradually we are coming out with a system. We are proposing that history should be removed from the syllabus. Especially European history. You are wasting your time yet studying about the rise and fall of Adolf Hitler. But Adolf Hitler does not know Cameroon. Adolf Hitler will not develop the bad road in Tiko. So keep your ears open. If the opportunity comes, you are going to pay very well for those kind of seminar because you receive certificate like a vocational training certificate. You pay. But we will select per church. Now that I'm talking here already, I'm a board member of selection. Full Gospel Mission Longstreet will be selected. Will be selected. So that in some short time to come, all the women group here, the main group, you have pharmacologists amongst you who can handle your hair problems. What is in this package is not money, but it's more than money. The first thing I want to give to Daddy, I'm in God's house and I'm thanking God so much. This is a fungi therapy. Fungi is treated in the hospital for 6 months to 1 year. Any nurse in this house will testify with me. I have presented fungi on TV many times. Ironically, when the first day I presented fungi, the first call I received, because it's a live program, was from Canada. A white man telling me that I've been suffering with nail fungi for years. I was shocked. Where are you calling from? Canada. I said, what? So Canada to have fungi? Okay. I thought that fungi was Africa. It's a challenging, but this therapy which Ghanaians use, my brother, when you take my number today, write me on WhatsApp, you will see miracles of this therapy. Even fungi has ringworm is fungi, eczema, fungi, dandruff, fungi, rashes on the body that itches, fungi, water rain, fungi. If your tongue is white, not dark red, you have candida, that's fungi. So this one is a general antibiotic that wipes all forms of fungi, which is well recommended by most doctors that work with me. This is for the leaf. And for the pastor, I have to, if somebody is here who has somebody who is paralyzed, gradually we can give a therapy. Even the persons of age, gradually the person will recover movement. We use this anti-inflammatory tea, and then we use anti-inflammatory liquid. They give you 8 packets of this with 8 packets of it liquid. If the person takes for 1 month, if they were holding the person to the toilet, by God's grace, after 1 month you will come and see him in the toilet. He has gone by himself. I have seen it and I've done it, and I discovered that it is very, very effective. So Daddy would drink this like his tea. It cleans any bad fat in the system and blockages. This is for the pastor. And for the pastor is another ingredient that during seminar will teach. When we talk about essential element, calcium is very important in the body. As you are aging, calcium is going. Muscle cramp, your food is eating. Bones are eating up. This is calcium. When you don't treat it, osteoporosis, you start moving with crutches. The legs cannot more carry the weight. The highest source of calcium in the whole world is eggshell. Mama, then when I will come for Tuesday, I will tell you how you will take eggshell for 5 days, transform into a milk. You drink all those where rheumatism will disappear. Eggshell. There are more than those fat tablets you are drinking that is calcium. Eggshell. Well classified, well tested. So this is a combination of 14 food. I gave to the pastor of Full Gospel Mission, Susa. He was in his office when I gave him this package some 2 years ago. He drank in the 2 days and called me and said, Doctor, that calcium has helped me. I had nerve pain in my back, just below my neck. I said, milk, you drink in tea or pap. So Daddy will take this as his milk. No more dolac, no tablet. If you are running a store, I'm sorry, I'm not really saying that they should not buy, they should buy, but it's not medical. Then this is magnesium powder, bitter leaf. This one is more bitter than bitter leaf. If somebody's sugar level ranges from 90 to 110, that's the normal range. From 111 to 130, you are pre-diabetic. From 135 upward, you are diabetic. After a series of tests, you are diabetic. If your sugar is 600, don't bother. Come to me. We will neutralize the sugar with this. What is bitter here is magnesium. It accelerates what I presented in Yaoundé. It burns sugar faster than metformin and insulin. This is for the pastor. It's preventive and it's curative. Preventive, curative. Now, this is what I would recommend that somebody who came to the church today and has challenges. Make sure you meet the pastor, even not after the church, even tomorrow or Tuesday. A cure to gastric. Not treatment, eh? I run a clinic. I treat gastric with omeprazole, cimetidine, gastro kits. Those are things I apply or prescribe in stages. This thing, Bingo Hospital have come in Bamida twice because of this product. I was telling the day yesterday. This is a powder that cures gastric. Cures gastric. This one. 1 spoon in this powder in a pap with milk. Gastric is gone. The only problem is that gastric will go. You will still run and follow gastric and take gastric and bring it to the house. Do you know how you follow gastric? You will take your breakfast late. When you take breakfast late, gastric does not go. You will eat late. When you eat after 6 p.m., heavy meals, gastric will not go. You will eat chips. When you eat a lot of dry things without drinking water, gastric will not go. When you take a lot of oily food, gastric will not go. If you take booster, somebody, when I was talking about alcohol, somebody told me that no, there's Bavaria, which is 0 alcohol. Do you know something? I have gone to so many occasions, I don't take alcohol. They gave me that Bavaria, which is whitish, and they say it's non-alcohol. One day I carried one and I tested it in the lab. That thing has alcohol. It reacted alcohol positive. But the seller is telling you that it's 0 alcohol. Because he knows that you don't have any machine to test. You drink. And when you drink those things, gastric will not go. But if you take a lot of water, you abstain from this thing. This is a cure to gastric. If you go to the pastor and beg, he gives you good and fine. If he drives you, go back to the house. But this is a cure. And this is your package. And the last one, the last thing I'm going to give to the pastor. If I was to be here, it's just that unfortunately I have to rush to go back to Douala. If I was to be here up to Tuesday, I give this liquid now, you drink. Now, you drink in the evening. You drink tomorrow morning. Tomorrow evening, you will look for me. This liquid is a detox. Why are we sick? We are sick because we have accumulated toxins in the body. Why are the Chinese strong? Because Chinese don't take medication, but they take cleansing. You see, that's the opposite. Because the human system is like a grinding mill. You grind corn, you grind granite, it is getting dirty. So you need to detox. When you don't detox, waist pain, joint pain, places come coming. So the Chinese people know that 4 times a year you detoxify your system. That's why the oldest man in Chinese, the oldest man in the world today is a Chinese, 256 years. They don't know the family because he's not staying in the house, he's in the bush, eating only leaves of plants and roots of plants. He's more of wild animal than human being. But he's alive. But he's a human being. So cleansing is very important. This one I'm giving to the pastor, I will make it 3. I want that because the dose is 3 bottles for 3 days. I want that the pastor will take for the 3 days. He will call and tell me. That waist pain, which is caused by uric acid in their waist, this one is eliminating it. That stomach grumbling, bye-bye. That tiredness, people have gone to the farm, they are not tired. You are more tired than those who are walking. That's sign of bad fat. That cholesterol, bye-bye. This is an immediate reaction. Now, the other part of it, bitter leaf and aloe vera, which one is bitter? More bitter. This is the grandfather of aloe vera. This is the grandpapa for aloe vera. Means bitterness is superior to aloe vera. If you are aging, if you want to live healthy, my dear brothers and sisters, go for bitter things. If you want your liver, kidney to have problem, go for sweet things. When I say bitter thing, with exception of Guinness, Guinness is not a natural bitterness. I'm talking bitter things in terms of plants, not drinks. So that's why God created man and put something called the gallbladder. It produces a substance called bile. When you cut your fowl, you don't want the bile to touch the meat because it will be bitter. You know it? If they remove bile from me and you will not survive. That bitterness is what is keeping the liver, the kidney, and the heart functional. So this is a rapid thing. You go to the toilet and you see wonders. Presbyterian Church Likumba, I visited the women group on a Tuesday. Coming week, they were calling, said, Doctor, we don't see Dr. every day. I shit to I see dirty, so they must not light. This is the secret. You figure for small picking, 1 cup of morning, 1 cup of evening, but big man, half bottle a day, which is a glass. After meals in the morning, after meals in the evening, you take for 3 days and clean the stuff off. Thank you very much. After service, I will receive questions. Thank you. Then after service, I get thing for share. All man go take my number. Me man not come on go my WhatsApp number. Then I get some medicine where they improve memory. Man where the hating today, forget tomorrow. I will give you medicine. Where we hating, you don't keep Nanjangi money, say you will know.
Put your hands together for the Lord. When I look and for screen.